Welcome to World of Braiding. My name is Joy Fido. I'll be taking you through the training on this course. We first of all thank you for coming to train with us. We absolutely appreciate you deciding and choosing to train with World of Braiding. On our part, we aim to satisfy your reason for coming to us, and what we're going to do is to give you the very best in training. Our mission here at World of Braiding and Extensions is to give you education, give you information, give you skill that will get you into the natural hair and extensions industry. Depending on your personal needs, our vision here is to see to it that you prosper with hair. And when we say prosper with hair, it could mean so many things to so many people. Prosperity means knowledge, it means information. Now remember what they say, knowledge is power. We want you to have the power from the knowledge we are going to give you that will help you to achieve the prosperity you are looking for. Because like we say, prosperity again depends on what you are thinking. So people come here for so many reasons to get training. We don't know what your training is at this stage, but obviously when we get to sit down, work together, organize our thoughts, organize our training, we will know exactly what you want, and what we are aiming to do is to make sure we satisfy that reason why you came here. And that's what we mean by prosperity. That's what we mean by we are here to help you prosper. So remember, we're getting started into the natural hair and extensions industry. Now remember what we said, we're all about education, we're about information, we're about skill. I know lots of people come here and the first thing they're thinking is, today I'm going to get my hands into braiding and I'm going to get my hands straight onto the training head. No, here at World of Braiding, we aim to give you knowledge, we aim to give you education. So before we get any further into skill, we're going to give you background information into this industry. This is the basic background, because after these stages, further down the line in your training, we're going to be talking in the theory side of industry of hair braiding and extensions. So background information. What is hair braiding? Do you know what that means? Now it's important that you understand the definition of hair braiding or natural hair or extensions. Whatever it is you decide to take on, make sure you understand what it means, because somebody might stop you and ask you. So hair braiding is the interweaving of strands of hair. We're basically taking strands of hair, putting them through each other, and that's what hair braiding is. So we've said hair braiding is the interweaving of strands of hair. So when we interweave the strands of hair on a straight rope, that becomes what we call the single plaits. When we interweave the strands of hair on a track, and we call it the predetermined track. Predetermined because we created that track. And this is interesting because there are times people call us and they go, can you teach us how to design cornrows? Designing cornrows is in your hands. You actually have it in your hands, but you don't know you have it. So that's what we mean by predetermined. So you're going to be able to create tracks, amazing tracks. And once you can create that track, we're going to show you how to interweave strands of hair on that track. And that's what we call cornrows. The next one is we take two strands of hair and we intertwine them. You're sort of like wrapping them over each other. When we do that, that becomes what we call twisting. So remember what I've said. We interweave strands of hair to form a rope, that's single plaits. Then we take them on a track, that's cornrows, and then we intertwine them, that's twisting. So now that we know what braids are, our next question is, what are braids used for? We would like to know what anyone would want to use braids for. The most important thing is we use it to tidy away hair. We use it to groom hair. So when you look at anyone wearing braids, what are you seeing? This person's hair has been organized. It's been put in a certain design. It's been created up beautifully. But what lots of people are thinking the minute they see someone wearing braids is, she wants to be beautiful, which is fine. But that's not the main reason for it. Because when a mom comes to you with her young child and says, could you do her hair? What she's thinking is, can you groom her hair? Can you tidy away her hair? So when she's in school, hair is not all over her face. So it's all about tidying away hair. It's about grooming this person. And in the end, they get beauty. So beauty is not the original reason for braids. It's to tidy and groom somebody up. And in the end, you get beauty. So next question is, who wears braids? Why would anyone come to you and say, I want to have my hair braided? Everyone wears braids. Remember in the past, people thought braiding was meant for only ethnic people, a certain race, a certain group. No, braids is for everyone. And this is what World of Braiding is leading, is spearheading. We, in all our training, encourage that everyone with two hands, a brain ready to take on this skill, can braid. It doesn't matter what race you're from. So braids is for everyone. Anything that has got hair on it, including animals, like the horses, they groom their hair with braids. So start thinking. You've got the whole world to look at. As of today, it's assuming 7 billion people in the world. So if everyone's braiding, that's a huge market for you. You can never satisfy them. So starting braiding, this is very important for you to remember and to note. We only work on a clean head. So if a client comes to you, and when we say client, we're talking about everyone. It could be your daughter, it could be your friend, it could be your sister. It could be in your salon if somebody has walked in and they want their hair done. The minute they sit down wanting their hair done, they are your clients. So the minute a client comes to you, wants her hair done, first thing you want to check is this hair clean? Has it been shampooed? Has it been conditioned? If it hasn't been shampooed and conditioned, do not braid that hair. I mean, shampoo in particular, because there are some hair types that we work on that we don't want conditioner, because what that does, it actually makes the hair slippery. But the hair has to be clean, and that's what shampoo is all about. So if it's not clean, what happens is the minute you hold that hair into braids, it starts getting itchy. Why? Because there's no air coming through to the scalp again at that point that you held it. So if you haven't cleaned it, it's going to be worse. And every minute her hand is going to be in her hair, and they're going to blame you for it. So make sure the hair is clean before you braid it. Now you have to check to see if there are any health conditions on this person's head. I apologize for the too many information on this board, but don't worry about them. I'm talking through them already. So the health conditions to be considered are, does this client have head lice? Is there a ringworm on her head? Has she got patchy scalp everywhere? Is there excessive hair breakage? Is there alopecia on her head? Now, all these issues are brought up are really, really heavy issues. Take for instance alopecia. Alopecia is a situation where the type we deal with in braiding, the hairline has practically disappeared. It's called traction alopecia. That means over time somebody's been holding this scalp too tight, and so hair has been pulled out of the follicles. And a celebrity at the moment who's got that major issue is Naomi Campbell, with quite a lot more that are suffering from similar thing, but nobody knows about them. So if this person's got huge traction alopecia on her forehead or hairline, then you have to consider, how do I want to braid this hair? There are lots of thoughts that will come to your head, and some of them will be what style will suit this type of hairline. Now in braiding, we're not going to say to you stop braiding this hair because she's got alopecia, because it could be an old grandma who naturally that's what comes with age. So you have to consider a design that will suit what she has, and that's your role as a professional. Next thing is patchy scalp, and what could cause that? What could cause that is this person is very impatient whenever she's taking out her weaves, or when she's taking out her braids, or she just loves scratching her hair and then pulling out some. It could be anything that's responsible for it. So what that means is the hair lengths are not the same. Some are really down at the base and some are higher up. Now if you have that client, what would you be doing? So again, this is where we're going to be encouraging you to think as the professional, because you are the one in control and you should know what to do. We will also be looking at if this person's got head lice, what would you do? Head lice actually have eggs, and these eggs are called nits, and they attach themselves to your strands of hair. Now they're very contagious. That's why we encourage you, if you have such a client, stop. Do not do anything on this head, and make sure every equipment you have used to touch her hair, like brush, comb, your hands, everything has to be completely washed and disinfected, because they're very contagious. So you don't want to pass on this thing from one person to the other. You also have situations of this hair is breaking excessively. Now excessive breakage could be coming from someone who wears natural hair and doesn't know that they should put a lot of moisture in their hair. So if you have that scenario, what would you be doing? Again, as a professional, we will be talking you through products that are good to moisturize the dry hair, and you will be suggesting products to them as well. We said if your client's got hair lice, what do? Make sure you refer them to the GP, to the doctor, or if you know of any products that's going to help them, tell them what to do, because we're assuming you could be anywhere in the world. We don't know what the practices are in your local area. So we recommend guide them through what is best for them to do to cure that condition. Now generally, health and safety, because you're dealing with lots of people, what we're encouraging is don't take on one person's illness, sickness, and pass on to the next person. So there's so many conditions you're going to come across when you start dealing with hair, and we are basically preparing you to know that this will happen, and then you should be ready to deal with it. So welcome aboard.